I am addressing this to the secretarial staff of National HRD Network. We started in a small way an institution building activity for all of you, and we have had a couple of sessions on role effectiveness, how to contribute your part to the building of an HRDN. I think this particular period, this month and the next maybe a couple of months, are going to be transition periods where in many places there is going to be change of the presidents and the team and other people. As rightly observed by, I think, one of you, if I recollect, Dhananjay Singh, that the presidents will come and go, but it is the secretarial staff which is permanent there. I think that's an interesting comment, and I think it's a very significant comment. So you should be more of permanent institution builders rather than permanent politicians, as observed by one Dr. D'Souza, principal of an administrative college, who, when he was training ministers, he said it's more important to train the bureaucrats rather than the ministers, because I think quite often change doesn't take place unless the bureaucrats promote the change. I don't want to use the term bureaucrat, but I would like to use the term institution builders. If you think small, you will remain small. If you think big, you can make yourself big. This is an important message for all of you. If you are paid employees of National HRD Network, you have a much larger role to play than those who are offering the voluntary work. Look at a person like Dr. Arvind Agarwal, who spent several hundreds of his days in evolving HRscape. He and a whole lot of other people have invested a significant part of their life, which if you convert in financial terms, will run into crores of rupees. They came up with an interesting concept, HRscape. Dhananjay recently sent me a PowerPoint presentation of HRscape. I was not involved, but it's a wonderful presentation that talks of the competencies needed to build up the HR professionals in this country. A great step in this regard. What is the role of Secretariat or secretarial staff? Not only those who are in Delhi, but anywhere in the country. I think you have a significant role to play. As you rightly observed, the top management or president, secretary, treasurer, etc. keep changing, but you are not changing, you are there. So how do you perceive it? Please don't say that you don't know HRscape. Please read HRscape. If you don't know HRscape, you have no business to be in the National HRD Network. Understand what it is. It's a simple competency framework that is required for all HR professionals in the country. I mean, it's not that you should need to have an expert in this, but you should be familiar with it as much as a civil servant knows all about the country. He doesn't know anything in depth, but he knows certainly the various aspects of the country and so on. So you must understand HRscape is a good way to know what HR profession stands for. Now, if you understand HRscape, number one priority now is to get this HRscape reviewed and adapted for current situation. It was developed about 10 to 15 years ago. It deserves certainly some addition. Now, who will do it? I think you can promote, you can keep on reminding your presidents and other members and be in touch with academics and get something going to have a look at it. You can promote dissertations on this, get students to examine this, get PhD candidates to do this. You have access to all of it and you don't have to wait. If the presidents and other office bearers are there to assist you, or even if you take their help, it will be great. Number two, the HRscape has a phenomenal scope for offering a whole series of programs in the country. A program for basic learners. This could extend to all non-HR people. And imagine if you are going to cover hundreds of people and get them into understand what HRD is. Today we are saying HRD is for all, not only for HR profession. So you can be running all through the country a series of basic programs based on HRscape. Even if it is a 2 to 3 day workshops, you will have a large number of HR professionals. Now it is your job to identify from membership that you have and enthuse people to start to design and offer the basic HR programs using HRscape. So imagine, I think it will also give you quite a understandable, I think, small fee you keep, and then collecting this, it will take care of a lot of things. Second, HRscape gives the scope for the level 2, which is, I think you can call it a manager, HR manager or HR professional. Level 3 is master, expert, and level 4 is coaching, a coach, as a coach and a leader and so on. So I think I'm just suggesting this. If you decide 4 levels of programs, I think there is a lot to be completed in the HRscape. There are tests to be designed, there are exercises to be done, and I think there are programs to be launched. You have rightly identified a good number of HR professionals in the list that Dhananjay has sent. You will have to stimulate them, get them to do this. So this is where I think you, as a part of the builders of institution of HRD network, can pick up. I think you can coordinate among yourselves, and you can get the president of National HRD Network and the other team members to help you, I think, constitute teams and so on. So I think, friends, there is a great opportunity for you, and if you start doing all of it, I think it will certainly take care of not only the financial part, but I think it is the main contribution that you would make to the HR profession, and in the process you yourself may become great HR professionals. This is what I mean by your institution building role. I have just given this as an example. We are trying to do this with Uday Parikh endowment. With a small fund that we have begun, I am proposing to offer series of programs for researchers, for scholars and other people, so that they understand the wonderful concept left by Uday Parikh to enhance personal effectiveness, role effectiveness, institutional effectiveness, and extension motivation for the society. We will also be doing this through the National HRD Network and its wings like Academy of HRD and others. So please redefine your role, please relook at your role and see in what way can you be supporting besides doing the administrative work. Administrative efficiencies are very important for building a good national HRD network. You should have your directory clear. I think all announcements should reach all people on time. I think it should, the chapter which you or some of you are in charge of should be made as a dynamic, viable and interesting kind of chapter. I am doing this little video on my own initiative as a part of the institution building effort we have started in the National HRD Network, where I think all of you enthusiastically participated a few months back. I want to wish you all the best. Would love to see you all emerge as great contributors to institution building. Institution building is not the property only of HR leaders who have degrees in HR. It can also be by anyone who inspired by the profession does a lot. I must mention somebody like K.K. Nair, who was a program secretary in IIM Ahmedabad when he started his career, and he retired as the executive director of the Ahmedabad Management Association. And in 40 years of his work, he turned around the Ahmedabad Management Association, and every single president acknowledges his contributions. I think that is an interesting kind of role model. I've written about him in my book, Effective People. Much more than the presidents of AMA, I described about Mr. K.K. Nair's work in this particular kind of a book. Do read, if you have a copy of the Effective People, about K.K. Nair and all other people who started in a small way and contributed in a big way to institution building. Thank you very much for listening to this short talk. All the best.